What happened?
I have no idea.
I have the overlay up.
There we go. Hey, there we go.
One. It's that kind of show. There we go.
It's gonna
Background.
be. Hey,
right. Hey. What's going on, everybody? Yes, I am outside for this one, and of course the dog bark. So, closing that.
Right, I am. And we're starting off with we're live, pal.
Yeah, we are live, pal. And yes, I am outside for this particular episode. My office is a mess. Yeah. So I would rather do this, and I got the ring light on. So it's kind of cool that I'm using that, so you can actually see me. Greg Cherry alongside Jeff Meacham, as always, and we got quite a bit to talk about, and we don't have the hour ceiling because there's no Dynamite tonight. It's on Saturday.
Yes. Yeah, there's no Dynamite. There's no having to hurry up so we can be done before AEW, before Riff, before me, anything. So it's awesome. And it's awesome that I got to film with JJ earlier today. We did our best of Edge's matches of all time episode. The Renegades in the chat room. It's gonna be a fun hour plus. Like you said, we have a lot to talk about, and I'm glad that we don't have that. Oh crap, we got to hurry up and get this shit in, pal. So
yeah, it's not a get your shit in type of episode. It's we're actually going to talk. We're actually going to have good discussion, and we don't have to rush things, which is nice. I like that. Yes. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy watching Dynamite at 8:00 like everybody else, but it's cool that we get a little extra time and we don't have to worry about the overrun so much.
Yeah, it's definitely good in that, we can get our show done, and then I've got editing to do at the wazoo for tomorrow's presentation, which we'll plug at the very, very end of the show today. I've got a movie to go to tomorrow. I'm going to SmackDown on Friday, which we'll talk about SmackDown in great detail later on. So busy week. So it's cool to have the Greg Cherry Show just kind of be a chill day. I like that. It's good.
It is a chill day, and that's not just the weather out here. It's a chill day because we are here. And we're gonna get into this. We're gonna talk about on today's show. We're going to go a little bit longer with football and wrestling today because we have a lot to talk about, and both of us are happy. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. And the thing is, even the wrestling stuff, the stuff we have to talk about is actually good. So
yeah, it's not like last week where it was doom and gloom, and I was like, "F the world." We're just talking about the trivia tournament and who's in it, which don't get me wrong, was cool. It was really cool. My Twitter kind of blew up once I tagged everybody who's in that, and everybody's starting talking trash. It's like you love to see it. You love to see that.
We had a rough football weekend for you going into last week's show, so this week is the complete opposite of that on both sides. So it's gonna be a fun discussion as we talk about our usual football and wrestling chit chat, if you will. So.
Yes, and we're going to do the weird state laws, which we didn't get to a couple weeks ago because we had so many super chats, which, don't get me wrong, greatly appreciated.
Never a bad thing to have those. That's it.
No.
Yeah.
And we got the Wednesday Q&A. But before all that,
yes,
we are kicking things off right because Brett Storm, God love him, sent in another super chat. We are going to get ourselves a spin. Now, this one might be a little complicated because I have to share my screen, so you might see double the Greg and Jeff here because I'm only on one screen today, being outside instead of
so Greg and Jeff in surround sound stereo presentation.
It's Greg Cherry Show Inception.
Oh Jesus!
So there you go.
All
right,
we're everywhere.
So there it is. All right. So I can't see anything else except the wheel. So Brett. Let's hope you don't have the luck that you did a couple weeks ago when you hit bankrupt first. There's only the one spot, but let's hope you have some good luck. Good luck, as always. Here you go. What's it going to be? No. Okay. Oh, my gosh.
Wow, almost got there.
Dance break. So we're gonna bust a move here in just a little bit.
No, Greg's gonna bust a move outdoor style. I'm gonna sit here and watch and enjoy the shenanigans.
Of course.
Well, no, I only say that because what you see, I mean, this isn't like Star Trek where the holodeck goes on if you move. fucker's right here. Like, I'm not going too far past this. I'm kind of closed in. So like trying to dance is going to be a mess. More than it is because I'm white and have no rhythm.
No, that's okay. I pulled up the song already. Just got to let the ad play through.
Okay.
Is it just me, or does every single video on YouTube have ads now? Like every single one of them.
I have premium, so I don't worry about that crap anymore.
Oh, that's probably smart, but I don't want to pay
Dude,
for YouTube.
The minute I got into doing this full time on the network, I was like, all right, I need premium because I'm going to drive myself knocking futs otherwise. For real. It's going to drive me crazy. So, and trying to go in Dylan's room or trying to be with anybody else and have them, it's like, oh my God, just pay the extra $10, whatever it is. My God. And I know me bitching about money the opposite direction is complete hypocrisy on my end, but anyway. And yes, JJ, even without the dads being on the air, we are in the midst of shenanigans. Yes. And yes, the non-premium stuff is effing annoying, which is why I subverted it immediately.
All right. So hopefully you guys can see me. I'm going to see how far I can back up. And yes, I have to do a dance outside, but I get to do it on my lovely new deck.
That's right. Brand new deck. It's been documented on social media. So there you go.
Yes. So if you follow me on social media, which you should, at Greg Cherry Brand, you can see some of it.
Yes.
Probably more on my wife's, but
Yeah.
The plugs for me. So here we go. You're going to recognize this immediately once it starts playing. And
you're still somehow less white than Carlton actually doing it, which is tremendous.
I don't know about that.
Hey, Alfonso Ribeiro in the Carlton role tried to white it up. That was the whole gimmick. But when you see Alfonso, like he did on Dancing with the Stars, he freaking busted that move, man. I'll tell you what. So good on him for embracing the Carlton-ness of it all. And Curtis is already done. We're 8 minutes in and he's done. So there you go.
Love you, Curtis.
We love you, Curtis.
Didn't he win that season of Dancing with the Stars?
I'm pretty sure he and Whitney did, which transitions beautifully to one of our topics. So hell with it. Let's just jump into it. What the hell? Where's my graphics? So this week was Disney week. They had Disney Heroes on Monday, Disney Villains last night. And man, The Miz just committed. I'll tell you what, look at this guy. We got the genie and Whitney acting like Jasmine got surprised in a whole other way, outside of the screen. And then Scar on the Villains night, which if anybody knows me, Scar is my jam. So great stuff from them.
King, baby.
He ended up getting a 9898 for the Villains night, which is his highest score of the year so far. So Good on Mike for that. But yeah, I mean, he keeps rolling right along. He's doing his thing. So I'm happy for Mike that he's for a long night.
Only if the super chats keep coming. Like you keep sending them, I'm gonna keep doing. I'm gonna drive them all nuts.
That's it. The Miz needs to be committed. I like what you did there. That was
I still have not seen his episode of Wheel of Fortune yet, like Celebrity Wheel of Fortune.
It is.
And of course I'll probably like catch up with him because Wheel of Fortune's my thing. So I gotta catch up with that. But yeah, Miz is killing it on Dancing with the Stars. Could he be the first wrestler to win? Because Nikki Bella didn't win, Stacy Keibler didn't win. Will the Miz
should have won? Damn it!
Oh, Stacy Keibler absolutely should have won. She was like top 3 or something.
No disrespect to Jerry Rice who placed second or Drew Lachey who won the whole thing. No way Stacy and Tony were not the top couple. No friggin' way. It was bullshit from jump. And I've had a steady decline of liking the show since. They removed Tom Bergeron and Aaron Andrews a couple seasons ago. So I was like, I'm done. Yeah. They had Miz in, was like, okay, I might watch Miz. Then they brought back Sharna Burgess, who's my favorite pro. And she's dancing this season with her real life boyfriend, Brian Austin Green, but they got eliminated last night. So it's like, well, Taka. And yes, JJ, I got the wrong thread. Misfit since UPW is not, I mean, he, to a lesser extent me, but we have both followed Mike Mizanin through his path, man. And he's one of those guys where he's not like the Rock level as far as superstar, but he is the Rock level as in a jack of all trades. He'll do anything you ask him to do and do it well.
Nice plug for the show, by the way.
Thank you very much. Well, I've got the belt sitting over here. I'm going to go ahead and try to, without breaking everything in this office of mine. I had the belt over here on my display stand because I put it up. I was gonna put it up in the office anyway, and then Reggie Parks passed away Friday, so I've kind of had it over here in tribute because of Reggie's designing the belt, and it is our favorite belt, both you and I. So, yeah, Reggie Pat. I mean, it's one of those things. It gets us into the political stuff for just a brief second. I hate it because he's vaccinated. 87 years old in Jack LaLanne's shape, and he's still the COVID still got him. So, and then I had a friend lose her aunt Monday because of it, and she was not vaccinated. She was, I'm not going to. It's like, okay, and thanks. Now you're gone. So whatever else you think of what's going on out there, get the damn shots. Bite your lip when you have to have the needle stuck in you, and just get over it. We're sick of being inside too. But when I'm fully vaccinated, I know you're outside with the haha there. I'm fully vaccinated, Greg, and I went into Knott's Berry Farm Sunday with my sister and my nieces, and they shoved me into that stagecoach middle compartment with 6 people.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, anxiety the whole ride. Because
I have social anxiety anyway. So even when I went to AEW, like we still had to wear a mask whether we were vaccinated or not. Right. When I went to AEW in Pittsburgh, which I got vaccinated back in June.
Well, and that's the thing. I was the only one in the stagecoach wearing a mask. I was like, no, like, come on, y'all. So anyway, okay. Well, now I have to watch NHL on TNT just because of this. He is the great one. The hairstyles over the years have definitely not been the greatest of all time. So, yeah. But, we had him here in LA. He's the GOAT. We love Wayne. But yeah, Miz, like I said, Miz is doing very well. He's chugging right along there over Dance with the Stars. We usually do football talk first, but we had the transition from Dancing with the Stars from Alfonso Ribeiro. But man, football, very, very good to us this weekend.
Very much so. Well, I mean, Notre Dame likes to give me my weekly anxiety attack because I swear, I told my dad this too. Notre Dame, by all accounts, should be 2-4.
Yes. Oh, yes.
They absolutely should. They should have lost to Florida State. They should have lost to Toledo, which would have been embarrassing. And they should have lost on Saturday to Virginia Tech. And somehow, some way, they won all 3 of those games.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not going to be a national championship caliber team. But the fact that Notre Dame was down 8 with like 5 minutes left in the game and came back to win without having to go to overtime speaks a lot about the resilience of the Irish program. Again, the loss to Cincinnati hurts, and I don't think
it did. Yeah,
I don't think, and I'm sure you guessed that's why I had my rant about Cincinnati on Twitter, because the Steelers lost to the Bengals, and then Notre Dame lost to Cincinnati in the same damn 7-day span. Well, so it's all sorts of fuck Cincinnati.
Right. Well, it's just funny. Like we are not a Cincinnati college place here. We are the Ohio State up in this house. So, and that's not quite Cincinnati. So like the Irish losing to Cincinnati was just like, yeah, that sucked. But like, it wasn't like, okay, wow, look at us. Like but the Bengals winning was freaking awesome for me personally. I was like, whoa, the Bengals beat the freaking Steelers. Holy shit. So, but
that's one of us.
But you know what?
I tried to get Sean Ross Sapp on after the Bengals won because he's a big Bengals fan. Right, so I was like, listen, like, obviously, like, I have no ill intent. He's going to come on the show and like give me shit about the Steelers losing to the Bengals.
Of course.
He had other commitments, but I he at least put the offer out there.
He's a busy dude. And whatever that little thing we had on social media the other week was what it was. Context is king, right, Eric? So, it was what it was. But for every time they count the Bengals out, man, when they lose to people, they count the Steelers out and lose to the Bengals, they come back and beat Denver's. And, beating Denver this year is not exactly the greatest accomplishment because Denver's not having a good year right now. But
I mean, but the Steelers will take the win,
Well, I mean, of course.
Yeah. The only like bad thing that came out of Sunday was Juju Smith-Schuster out for the year with a shoulder injury. He just had successful surgery. But I mean, Chase Claypool looked amazing. Najee Harris looked amazing, as expected. I mean,
yeah.
Obviously, me being a big Chase Claypool guy, I got his jersey, who went to Notre Dame, so obviously I'm going to be a big supporter of Chase Claypool. And Najee Harris, who, yes, played for Alabama, but I knew he was going to be a stud. I figured he would be our best running back since Le'Veon Bell, and I think he's already showing signs of that. He could be better than Le'Veon Bell, honestly.
He could. He very much could be.
So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do against Seattle this Sunday night.
Yes. Now, we're going to go briefly into the other side of the football coin. I know they're not your team, but they are most certainly my team, and they are rolling right along, brother. And anytime we beat a division team is tremendous, especially the Giants. I hate the Giants and the Eagles so much. We all know this. So anytime the Cowboys beat the Giants, especially by that much of a difference, yes. I only wish Eli was still part of the program so we could just rub in his stupid face even more.
The thing is, I can't make fun of the NFC East this season. I can't do it.
No, they're staying even. They're not going one way or the other. The Cowboys are doing very well. I'm pretty sure we're the only NFC East team above 500 at this point, but they're not looking abysmal in there below 500. The Eagles are playing well. Bastards. The Giants are the Giants. The Washington football team, again, their identity thing, I think, is really weighing that entire franchise down right now. They're just not with it. So I think if they get that monkey off their back, they may be able to fix that and right that rudder. But yeah, it's nowhere near the shit show it was a year ago at this time. We were just lambasting them every week.
Yeah.
So
I think the division that's taking it this year, at least through the first 5 games, is the AFC South.
Without question.
Yeah, because you look at it, the Titans are 3-2, but they're not a very strong 3-2.
No.
Texans are 1-4. Colts are 1-4. Colts honestly should be 2-3, but they just collapsed against Baltimore on Monday night. Who's ever coaching defensively, I understand they had a lot of injuries and Lamar Jackson targeted them, which very smart on his part. But my God, how do you give up a 19-point lead in one quarter? There's not much you can do about the coin toss, but how do you give that up when you have been destroying them for 3 quarters and you just let them come back? The block kick, I think, is really what swung the momentum, because if they would have made that field goal, Colts would be 2-3, and I wouldn't even be having this discussion, because the Ravens would have been down 2 scores with 3 minutes to go. And as good as Lamar Jackson is, which pains me to say, being a division rival, it would have been a 1-game race in the AFC North, which unfortunately it's not. Ravens are 4-1, Bengals and Browns are 3-2, Steelers 2-3. Hopefully the Steelers right their ship. They look good against Denver, so hopefully they look good against Seattle, because Russell Wilson's not playing on Sunday because he's got a broken finger.
Yeah. So, and yes, their comments in the room, especially with Kim Curtis about the Raiders. I said my piece on Gruden the other day. Yes.
Here's my piece. What a dipshit.
right. And like I said yesterday on Mikey's show, dipshit, especially when it was apparently a community email. I
never liked Gruden.
I've not been his fan for a while, and it's one of those things where community email, mind your P's and Q's, dumbass. But again, retroactive condemning in society is just making my brain bleed. It just is. I'm over it. So
I can understand that to a point. It feels like there's no statute of limitations. That being said, he still shouldn't have said it.
No, he shouldn't have. And I likened this yesterday to the whole Hulk Hogan and Nick Hogan phone chat that was leaked by the police. Way different looking back on what I said yesterday. It is a different scenario. The police have zero right to do that, regardless of who it is. The community email thing, 100% Gruden's bet, 100% Gruden's mistake. And he did the right thing by taking himself out of the equation and not having the Raiders be distracted going forward with that bullshit hindering them down. Now,
they probably still will. It will probably affect them.
Right. Yeah, it's going to anyway, because the fans are going to be talking about it the rest of the season and beyond now. But at least at practice, at least on game nights, they're not going to be up in their shit about it. It's like, okay, we need to just go win this game and just be done with it. So, and again, you're not the biggest, fan of this, you don't like diehard overall, but hey, credit to the Pittsburgh Penguins, man. They beat the champs in the very first game of the NHL season. So right on to the Pittsburgh Penguins. And with that score, they beat the champs 6-2. Like, that's just ridiculous.
And it is only one game. Yes, it's against the champions, but it is a very promising start. Now, granted, there's still 80 games to go. So and let's cheer on that for a second. There's a full 82 game season this season, so bravo on that. First of all, we got a full season. The Kings start tomorrow night. They're playing the team that beat the new expansion team, actually, because Vegas beat Seattle last night. In Seattle's first outing. Going into Vegas is never easy in the NHL the last 5 years since they've been done. That fortress is fortified. That crowd is hot. I've been there for the Kings to play. The Kings have beat them both times I've been in the building. That crowd bumps. You can hear that building shake from here. It's an amazing atmosphere. And for the Kraken and their fan base and their staff to be in there had to be rough for those kids going in and that new team going in. They had a good showing. It's just, you're not going to beat Vegas opening night. It's not going to happen. What I did love, and yes, I did see the opening of the game, Curtis. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I always enjoy watching Vegas's presentation, even if it's on TV, because they're the city of entertainment, man. They put on a show every single night, and it's a great time. And of course, Seattle being introduced, always good. Right, well, I don't want to interrupt.
No, go ahead, please.
Before we get into wrestling talk, Brett Storm is a wonderful human being because he has donated again.
Right.
Thank you, Brett.
Yeah, I actually have one more sports thing, but please, money talks, and the sports talk and walk for a minute. So. All right. Let's talk about him today too, shall we? Wow.
Yeah. Let's. Yikes and a half. $10
million trouble.
No, he better hope he has that, Mike, because he's the $1 million man gimmick's going to be dropped. All right. So you can see my screen, I'm guessing.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. So Brett, here is your second spin of the night, and of course, before I get into the spin, everybody can donate. If you need the link to donate to the Streamlabs, I can send it again in the chat. It should be at the beginning of the chat for wherever you're watching, but here it is. Here's your next spin.
I'm going to take you out of the Pittsburgh banner here. Let's get rid of
that. It's going to be some macho time.
I got the winged eagle. We got the macho time. It's a perfect storm.
For Brett Storm.
I didn't mean to say it, but it worked out nicely.
Yeah, it worked out nicely. Yeah, thank you, Brett Storm. And let's start the next topic, talking like the Macho Man for the next couple minutes.
We can do that because you figure the Macho Man, Randy Savage, the immortal Hulk Hogan, ran of wrestling's great civil wars that started over drama. We had baseball civil war that just won't seem to die.
Yeah, there's going to be a game 5 between the LA Dodgers and the San Francisco Giants.
And you figure when you go back in time, you go back into the history of the game there, Greg. They've never met in the postseason. No, they haven't. And 100 and something years, and now we have the Clash of Titans. The mega powers will explode. And it's going to be a happening. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm kind of hoping that whoever wins the National League wins it all. I mean, the Yankees are gone, so I have nobody to root for, and the Pirates have been terrible since 1992. So you have to realize, it's either going to be the Dodgers or the Giants becoming champion. Yeah, don't want those pesky Red Sox. Don't want those pesky Astros. No, we're not going to be doing any of that. No, sir.
No, you figure, the Dodgers were the cream of the crop last year. Oh, yeah, top dogs. And you had the Yankees they had their cup of coffee in the big time during the Jeter era. Now they're starting to taper off. Yep. Hopefully, like you said. And as far as you saying the Dodgers and the Giants, whoever wins it all. If the Giants win this series, I don't want them going anywhere further. No, I don't.
Yeah, as long as the Boston Red Sox don't win another championship, it's fine. But even if they do, they're still 17 behind the Yankees, and that's all that matters to me. Oh, yeah.
Real talk. Tampa eliminating freaking the Yankees in the wild card game. Son of a bitch.
Yeah. It's like they had such a dramatic win against Tampa Bay, and then they freaking lose to Boston in the wild card game. It's like, are you freaking kidding me?
All right, I was like, son of a bitch.
If it was to any other team, I would still be annoyed, but not as much as I am because it was Boston. Like, freaking Boston. I mean, everybody knows, if you've been watching my stuff over the years, how much distaste I have for Boston.
I know.
Really, Boston anything not named Sasha Banks. So
thank you. Yes.
So frustrating, but yeah.
It's very hard because, people don't get, before I was born, but the Kings in Boston, back when the league was this small, were fierce in the playoffs, man, because we played the East in the playoffs because the way the alignment was weird. But yeah, I'm not a fan of Boston anything except Cheers and Sasha Banks myself. So, I was happy the Red Sox got that curse broken. Whoopty shit for them. I'm done with them. Thank you very much. Have a nice life. Get this shit out of my face. So
I honestly stopped paying attention to the Major League Baseball playoffs because, again, I don't have a I don't have a horse in the race. Right. So what do I care? Basically, as long as it's not Boston, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, see, and that's been the thing. My Angels have sucked so bad since they won that World Series. I'm glad to be in LA and be a Dodger fan too. So
and the Pirates haven't won a series since 1979. So it's not like, I haven't been alive since the last time the Pirates won the World Series.
Right.
So it's like, I was fortunate enough to grow up a Yankees fan and live through the Jeter era and see, 5 World Series titles, 96, 2000, and then 2009, the day before my birthday. So it was like, okay, cool. But I haven't seen a World Series title in 12 years, and that's kind of getting obnoxious.
Yeah, I'll be going on next year. If they don't win, it'll be 20 for the Angels. So, it's and prior to last year, it was 32 for the Dodgers. So, yeah, we have a great franchise history throughout our various sports in our respective towns, but the Trouts are legit, brother. It's terrible. But either way, we're not Toronto, and that's okay.
Very true.
We love you up there in the Great White North, though. We really do.
So I've been a very fortunate sports fan in my life. I've seen the Yankees win multiple World Series.
Yep.
I've seen the Steelers win multiple Super Bowls. I've seen the Penguins win multiple Stanley Cups, some even back to back.
Right.
I was alive for a Notre Dame national championship. I have not personally seen one.
Right.
So, like, it's nice that they won one back in '88, but it's like Brian Kelly's like on the cusp of like getting us a national championship, and then like he breaks friggin' Newt Rockney's all-time winning record as a coach, and then he proceeds to lose the next week to Cincinnati. It's like, mother. It's incredibly maddening. And college football has to be the hard, like Division I college football has to be the hardest sport to win a championship in.
It is.
Because basketball has only like 30 teams. The NFL has 32 teams. Hockey, I believe, is 32, whatever they have now.
Seattle, yeah.
Major League Baseball has 30 teams. So it's, and college Division I has like 130 or maybe more than that. Yeah. So you figure all of those guys vying for the national championship. Granted, you see some of the same teams in there every year. You see your Alabama, who just lost to A&M on Saturday, and I celebrated the shit out of that.
I rarely cheer a Texas team winning, but I was all about that one.
Oh, yeah. Georgia, who I think is going to win the national championship this year because Georgia is looking freaking unstoppable. Like, they put up points and they shut down offenses.
Yeah.
If Georgia doesn't win it all, I don't know what the hell happened, honestly.
Dude, if Georgia wins, we're going to have to get Shivani off of euphoria mode for real because AEW is doing so well. his buddy Britt Baker's the star of the show, and then Georgia wins the national title. Dude, we're have to get him out of the clouds for a month. Like, it's gonna be a difficult task.
Well, you figure, imagine AJ Styles' social media. He's a big Georgia Bulldogs fan too,
right? Yeah,
but Big E is up there too with the Iowa Hawkeyes. Like the Hawkeyes are doing well. I think they're the number 2 team. So,
I think so.
Which is lovely to see the black and gold in college, because those uniforms are a beautiful thing, because they remind me of the 70s Steelers jerseys. But they just beat Penn State, and they kind of shut Penn State down in the fourth quarter. I caught the end of that game while I was waiting for Notre Dame and Virginia Tech.
I was going to say, Britt was so happy going into that fourth quarter, and she was
and then friggin'
and then the ball was snapped. Yeah, it's oof. But and Curtis, we feel your pain. However, if the Raiders can decide where the hell to lay their damn hats for once, I'll be okay with them winning the championship wherever the hell they end up. Christ. They're freaking more nomadic than the damn igloo people back in the early part of the world. Like,
I always wondered if it pained John Madden, former Raiders coach, that the last game that he ever called was a Pittsburgh Steelers Super Bowl win.
Right.
Like the team
that ran space in his head.
Yeah, the immaculate reception against him, and then he calls the team winning the Super Bowl. Which Super Bowl 43 is still one of my favorite Super Bowls.
One of the better ones, without question. Yeah, that ran its space in John's head. Had to. Yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah, and I it's fun. Well, we'll talk over that off air because it really isn't relevant to the topic. But getting into wrestling, we were talking about the Miz earlier. That was like kind of quasi wrestling talk. Man, Friday night is gonna be one of those nights where we've talked about it. It's been mentioned, whatever you want to say. These two shows are legit going to battle.
Yeah. Because
you've got this supersized SmackDown coming up. It's going to be 2.5 hours over on FS1. So it's not going to have the Fox might behind it of network television. It's going to be on cable. But you've got Rampage, who's doing this buy-in in the second hour of SmackDown, and they are loading that YouTube show up. Let's take a look at these two matches. Holy bananas, Batman. Yeah. You've got Bobby Fish and Lee Moriarty, which this is Bobby Fish's, only second televised match that I'm aware of on AEW TV. And he's not going to have an easy going. And then you've got freaking Danielson and Suzuki. That match main events AEW. That match main events the Tokyo Dome or anywhere around the world. And they're putting on the damn YouTube buy-in, for crying out loud. So,
which you ranted about that beforehand. I understand why they're doing it. I feel like they want to load up the buy-in with, matches that people will want to see. Granted, it's YouTube and people will go back and watch it later. So I don't know if that's exactly going to work in their favor. I understand what they're trying to do. But I don't know if it's going to work. Like, I'm sure the YouTube numbers will be great, but I don't know what the live numbers will be, especially going up against SmackDown.
Yeah, and Tony flat out saying he can't wait to beat SmackDown. A lot of people I was going to say, I saw it on Twitter when I got it this morning. They're comparing him to Bischoff on Tuesday mornings, man. He's got to watch how far he creeps that toe over that line before he gets fanatical.
Yeah. It's going to be a problem because, and it's not to say that you shouldn't have pride in your company. Like Tony Khan is very happy with AEW, as he should be. He's doing a great job with stuff. But you don't want to get it in your head so much that, I'm going to take it to WWE. I'm going to take it to this. Okay, you won the Wednesday Night War, quote unquote, as it was, because you had higher ratings than NXT. Fine. That's that. You're going up against SmackDown, which has been an established WWE brand on Thursdays and Friday nights since 1999. Okay, it's a completely different thing. And yes, they're almost beating Raw ratings, but they don't air the same day. So that's also an unfair thing to judge.
Right.
So beating SmackDown, which is honestly the A show for WWE, I don't know.
When you figure they're doing 2.5 on Friday, they're loading up with Brock Lesnar's return in the go home for Crown Jewel, your girl against Becky in a marquee match on SmackDown. And I actually had that moment right now. I get to see Sasha and Becky live.
You
Holy balls,
lucky
Batman.
bastard. You lucky bastard.
Let me just do my weird white boy dance for a second on that one, because damn it, I just realized
they have to spend money to see the white boy dance.
Well, for that I'll give it for free because I'm so freaking giddy. I just realized it's happening. So, like, Sasha Banks and Becky on any given day is a tremendous outing. But the fact that you're going to see it on SmackDown, and like I said, they're going to battle for real in a couple of nights. I look forward to waking up Saturday morning, because I'm putting on a Kings jersey to go live for the first time this season. So let me just get off that woohoo for a moment. And they're playing Minnesota, which is, thank God I'm not going tomorrow night because they're playing Vegas, and Vegas scares me. But I get to watch Sasha and Becky the previous night, and I get to see what the ratings are going to end up being, because I don't want Tony to have it blow up in his face.
Right.
But I also kind of do, just to get that piece of humble pie back up in his grill. Because it's one thing to be proud, like you said. It's another thing to be braggadocious.
Yeah. And I understand he believes in AEW. Again, as he should. They put on a great product. But, and this is one of the things that I see a lot of talk on Twitter about. I see the tribalism with wrestling. I'm going to go on a cherry rant, and I haven't done this in a long time. So, yeah, you better take a deep seat here, because I'm going to go on a rant.
Now, before you do, usually I would put up the reviews on necessarily affect you Definition Network. They 100% do. So carry on, sir.
Yeah. The tribalism that goes on with wrestling, the AEW versus WWE, the tribalism, the gatekeeping, the canceling of anybody else that disagrees with your opinion. Stop that bullshit. Okay?
Seriously.
You can enjoy WWE. Is it always good? No. Is it always bad? No. Like stop this narrative that WWE is just always bad. They do good things, and when they do good things, they do it really damn well. Like you take away everything they do because you point to this, you point to this. Anybody can point to anything in an argument. This is not just limited to wrestling, and you can make a point because you can find things that fit your narrative. Stop it. Because like when you do things to fit your narrative, you omit some facts, and you do that intentionally to make your point, which I understand that's the point of arguing, I guess, in some, but it makes you look stupid because you're directly ignoring the good things that they do. Now, is AEW always good? No. Does AEW do some bad things? Yes. Do they consistently do bad things? Depends who you ask, but I don't think so. But it doesn't mean that you have to constantly bash WWE at every turn. If you like AEW, fine. If you don't like WWE, don't talk about WWE. Don't let them rent space in your head. Enjoy what you enjoy. Don't crap on what other people enjoy, and just have fun. Life is about having fun. Why is everybody so damn negative that they can't just have fun? Enjoy what you enjoy. Love your life, for crying out loud. It's not the end of the world if WWE and AEW diss each other in a segment. Who gives a shit? Nobody. Why do you? I don't get it. I like WWE. I like AEW. I like wrestling. Oh my gosh. You mean that's possible? Yes, it's possible. Oh my gosh. What? You mean it's possible to like both sides of the argument? What? Brain explodes. Like what the hell? Chill the freak out. I don't understand. Again, if you like WWE, fine. If you like AEW, fine. If you like both, you're probably not the people I'm talking to. But you don't have to just consistently be at each other's throats. It's professional wrestling. Unless you live the business, unless you work in the business, unless it is how you make money day after day after day, you don't have to do it. Even the wrestlers don't have to do it. And you know what? They don't, because there are friends in AEW and WWE that support each other. Can you believe that? Oh my goodness. Lay off. More people need to watch this. Clip this, put it on Twitter or whatever, or TikTok or whatever people watch now, and just point to this. Be like, hey, this guy knows what he's talking about because he likes WWE. He likes AEW. Does he support everything he does? that they do? No, he doesn't support everything that they do because sometimes they do dumb shit. But who doesn't do dumb shit? I do dumb shit. Jeff does dumb shit. Hell, I do dumb shit every day. Like, but it doesn't make you need to shame them into like submission and like. And I hate to use this as an example, but like that kind of like animosity, that kind of hatred, like directed towards one person, and the constant nonstop nagging and poking. What do you think happened to Hannah Kimura? Like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yes.
You like say that it's bad. You say that it's bad, that you don't want to do it. Like you can't imagine people doing it. And then you go around and freaking do it for somebody who disagrees with you. Stop it. You are not 100% right all of the time. Have some damn respect. Have some damn humility.
Say humility. Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, you can find your people sucking going back to quarantine shirt over at the Greg Cherry brand on Teespring. So there you go.
Okay. I'm Greg Cherry, and that's my opinion.
That's my opinion, and it should be yours. Very good.
I was just pulling the cornet line because I was watching those segments randomly this week,
which are just in hindsight, retrospective. It's like those were great in the moment. You look back and go, "How much was he holding back?" Apparently, a lot.
Yeah, like the stuff in '97, like I didn't quite get it because I wasn't wise to the business.
Right.
But like I like how he like used that to like reform the NWA in like early '98, or late '97.
Again, we love the NWA, but that stable was what it was, and it was. So there you go. I will say this though, as much as we all bitch constantly about WWE and AEW doing the right things at the wrong time or the wrong things all the time, you and I have both bitched ad nauseum about the advent of gimmick pay-per-views. Hell in a Cell being a must-do every year. Elimination Chamber, Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank should be every year anyway, but
yeah, Money in the Bank's fine. Right. Like there are certain ones that should be every year.
Right.
But obviously the Royal Rumble. Like that one is important. Money in the Bank is important. Has Money in the Bank kind of, although Money in the Bank is kind of like it hasn't felt as big. Especially the women's briefcase. Like I feel like that is an afterthought for them.
Yep. And I will, but before we get into what I was going to praise WWE for, I will say this. If Shayna's not the queen of the ring, then everything they're trying to make us believe they're trying to make up for the WrestleMania match with Becky not happening is bullshit. Anyway. Now,
well, I mean, it happened and Becky won.
Well, right. But what I'm saying is, Becky had to advocate the belt because of the pregnancy. Just think about this for a minute. Just stick with me here. So, Shayna wins the championship at WrestleMania. Asuka still wins the briefcase.
Mm-hmm.
Shayna feuds with whoever going into that summer, and she's got Asuka peeking over her shoulder. Money. Anyway, as opposed to just, here's the belt. And Shayna went into teaming with Nia and that Reggie bullshit purgatory for almost a full year.
Yeah.
So
here's my problem too. What the hell is going on with the women's division in WWE?
Especially the tag team and the booking of the singles matches in the tournament.
The tag team division's been shit for years. I'm talking about the singles division, like the fact that people have posted the times for the Queen of the Ring matches, all 4 of them under 3 minutes. Like, are you kidding me? Like, you want to build them up. Like, how can you possibly make anybody important? Like, this is hearkening back to the pre-women's revolution. This is hearkening back to the freaking Divas era of WWE. And I don't like where that's going. Like, if you are not in the title feud, you are not relevant. I hate that. I hate all of that. Like the Queen's Crown, if you're going to do the first tournament ever, make it feel important. Fire John Laurinaitis for the love of God. Because as soon as he came back, the women's division took a back seat, and like it didn't just take a back seat, it got kicked out the trunk, the back window popped out, and it's just flopping on the road as the car goes along. That's how bad it is. Like, it's not I don't understand, especially as a Bella stepdad. How do you shit on the women's division that much?
Yeah, and it's one of those where, you know, I vividly remember AJ Lee cutting that promo and Vince himself responding to the hashtag, "We got you, stay tuned." 3 years after that, the entire family stands in the ring. You guys are the authority. We're going to do what you wish, do what you ask. I don't think any goddamn one of us said we want to have Liv Morgan lose in the first round in under 2 minutes Friday night last week.
Because how are people supposed to get behind Liv Morgan? Like, if you're, and I hate this too, because like, I feel like it's almost WWE conditioning us at this point. It's like, oh, we're gonna forget about her till maybe about January. Then maybe we'll have her win the Women's Royal Rumble, and then we'll start building her up. It's like, just do like long-term booking for once in your life.
Right. I mean, injured.
Yeah.
Bayley is hurt. She is recovering from an injury, and when she comes back, hell hath no fury, man. She is motivated as hell. So
Bayley is going to be the biggest star in the female, like in the women's division.
I said the exact same thing,
regardless of brand.
When she posted on social media the other day, I'm like, oh, she's gonna come back and bust some balls, man. She's done sitting back.
I hope she comes back. If she comes back as a baby face, she needs to be this Bayley and not Hugger Bayley.
No,
like this Bayley as a sarcastic, obnoxious baby face might be the greatest thing ever.
I have no problem with Bayley continuing this role and letting us cheer her again, because it's been tough to boo her because she's done the greatest work of her career as a heel. So,
absolutely,
for my opinion. Now, all right. So what I was going to say before we went off on the ace hole and the women's division, Hell in a Cell has been relegated to, okay, well, we have to do at least 2 of these a year. It's like, no, you don't. Hell in a Cell was designed to be a feud ender and a heel condemner, if you will, with Shawn Michaels in Shawn Michaels' case. You know, this match 1 week from tomorrow feels like it's going to be a feud ender, a game changer for both of these guys. This match here feels like we've gone everywhere we can go. We've had home invasions. We've had everything that's gone down between these two. And now we have Edge versus Rollins inside Hell in a Cell at Crown Jewel. And honestly, this match and a couple other ones are really, for the first time, making me, only microscopically, mind you, upset I won't be on the ground instead of in the air on the way to Miami to join the Jericho Cruise, to not see this show as it happens.
Yeah, this is actually probably the most anticipated Saudi show yet, because a lot of people crap on the Saudi thing because of the political stuff. That is what it is. That's your opinion. Like, don't take it out on the talent. I mean, the company's making the money and paying them to do this. So, like, I don't want to say just enjoy the show because that feels like a cop out, but it's like, give the talent a chance. Like you say, you want to support the talent who are going over there and busting their ass. Still for you guys, because it's going to be on Peacock.
Right.
So that's really all I got to say about that. It is definitely an anticipated match. Like, I think that'll be a lot of fun.
It's funny, you know, it's people talk about the stigma of Goldberg being over there. And I think for the first time, I'm not concerned about Goldberg almost killing his opponent or his push over there. Because figure, he damn near legit killed The Undertaker. Like, my God. The Fiend's pre-WrestleMania and match with John Cena push was blown out of the sky like your average freaking Afghan war device in that match with Goldberg. Terrible.
I feel like that's why a lot of people are against Goldberg, because of what he did to the Fiend. Like, I understand it might not have been Goldberg's decision, but whoever greenlit that decision to kill off one of the best gimmicks that WWE had in years for the sake of Goldberg versus Reigns, which the match didn't even freaking happen.
No.
Granted, they couldn't predict the pandemic. But at the same time, like, you blew your wad for that, and the match didn't even happen.
Well, but I get a little conspiratorial political on that because the pandemic was not in effect. We weren't on lockdown, whatever, but it was in the news. It was starting to spread. It was starting to become a problem. That number one. Number two, like you said, did we really need the Goldberg-Reigns match in the first place? No, we didn't. And we still don't, by the way. But to have not only somebody that the majority of the WWE Universe does not enjoy seeing come back, defeat somebody that we had organically, there's that O word Vince hates so much, gotten behind after stutter step after stutter step after stutter step. I am very surprised he wasn't released sooner. I'm not going to lie. And I said this when it happened at the end of last year. Alexa's integration into his story would have saved it. But I think it was just so badly scarred beyond the actual burn of the character and the storyline. There was only so much skin grafting you can do on that character at that point.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a reason she's now off TV. I think the goddess comes back when she does come back because that thing,
I think so too.
It ran its course. And unfortunately for both of them, it was just, there was no saving it from the combination of Goldberg taking him out. And then when he gets the belt back, Reigns beats him a week later.
I would say Alexa would beat Charlotte, but they got drafted to separate brands. Unless Alexa wins the Rumble and then decides to go after Charlotte for what she did to Lily.
Well, it like I said, last time we saw Alexa, she was grieving over the loss of her puppet, and I think those screams were more primal of a goddess nature than they were of a crazy person nature. So we will see what happens. And James, who I still owe t-shirts, and I love him for being patient with me, makes a great point. Bray Wyatt / The Fiend / Wyndham Rotunda was proof that WWE can taint the seemingly untaintable, 100%. And whatever Wyndham does in his post-WWE career, I hope that every fan gets behind him, and I hope that everybody watching realizes that at the end of the day, Wyndham Rotunda is an amazing talent, and if you let him loose a la Scott Levy and that kind of creative mind, Jake Roberts, all those guys, watch the hell out.
All right, we're going to get into our California laws because we meant to do it a couple weeks ago. We didn't do it. We didn't do it last week because of the trivia announcement, which, by the way, if you don't know, the Wrestling Trivia Challenge tournament starts November 4th. And the next episode of Jack of All Trades is going to be happening 2 weeks from tomorrow, October 28th. Whether or not that one will be live, I doubt it. But we will determine that as we go along. I have a lot to do. I don't have all the questions done. I barely have any questions done for Trivia Challenge. So I need to get my ass in gear because I got to get some episodes in the can.
And I will say part of the prolonging of the show going out for as far as Jack of All Trades is 100% me because next Thursday but by this time I'll be on the cruise ship ready to go. So that's my bad being out of contact. So
well, we will see what happens, but let's get into some of these California laws because I know you want to provide some insight to this, Jeff. So here we go.
Well, either provide insight or further realize that I can never go outside anywhere again.
In California, sunshine is guaranteed to the masses.
That's actually in the legislature.
Yep.
Wow.
Here's my question. Why is California trying to regulate the sun?
Right. We had that one a few weeks ago that, we're talking about, the river must be punished for the flow being interrupted. It's like, what are you going to do? Punish the water? You're going to regulate the freaking...
To be fair, California legislator trying to regulate the sun does not surprise me in the least.
No, not at all. Like I said, we spent $375 million to do not a damn thing this year. So,
again, not surprising.
Not surprising.
Right. Next up, it is a misdemeanor to shoot at any kind of game from a moving vehicle unless the target is a whale.
What the shit?
So you can go whaling in California if you're doing a moving vehicle, but not any other animal.
Okay, so
what kind of backwards ass state do you live in, Jeff?
Okay, so I have
we're only questions. 2 in.
Seriously, so first of all, if you're in any other moving vehicle but a on the water vehicle and you're shooting at whales, you deserve to live in this backward state. Okay, I'm just saying. If you're shooting whales from a car, you better have a damn good gun because whales are way out there unless they're beached. And if you're shooting a beached whale, you're just a dick. You're just a flat out dickhead.
Just to interrupt this, so James, Boston Punk, if you want to submit questions for me to do, I might open it up to fan submitted questions. Jeff's not in the tournament, so he doesn't have to worry about it. So if you want to send questions to me, DM me on Twitter. I'll throw them in there because any work off my shoulders, I will take. So sure.
Seriously, if you want to DM us both. We're more than happy to have fan help with this one. Are you kidding me? Absolutely.
100%. All right. Back at it. Please send super chat money so we can feel better about doing these laws because these are depressing already and we're already 2 in.
Curtis, you know what? I actually think it is okay to shoot quail anywhere in the state as long as you have a license for a gun, which is so bad. But if you're driving on the 110, you see a quail and you stop to shoot it, you're a regular California driver, so it makes sense.
No vehicle without a driver may exceed 60 miles per hour.
You know, that makes more sense now with the driverless cars. That makes more sense now. But
I mean, I guess
if it was written more than 2-3 years ago, my question is, how many times did it happen on the freeways before? It's like, okay, guys, can we not have the cars just randomly rolling down the highway going 65?
Yeah. It is illegal to this seems very California-ish. It is illegal to set a mousetrap without a hunting license.
What? Okay, well, let's lock the whole Meacham house up.
Don't implicate yourself.
Well, no, that's so stupid. How do you? Okay, so I can't set a trap in my own house for a rodent or a pest. That's bullshit.
Your tax dollars at work, brother.
Yeah.
Oh my! It's almost kind of a train wreck at this point, and we're not even to like the individual cities.
That's all right.
It is illegal to eat oranges in a bathtub.
Yeah, all right. I mean,
the fact honestly, that you delayed was concerning.
Well, no, only because if you're in like if you're in like a hotel, you're in like a romantic setting, a romantic getaway or whatever, and you're having fruit in the tub with your significant other, that's a little bit of a gray area there. So I and why is it just oranges?
I don't know. It doesn't say anything about any other fruit, just oranges. All right.
Yeah.
Here is a clustery one, so get ready for this. Due to the ambled name of Texas Instrument, the TI 82, 83, 86, and 89 were all banished from California. If you are caught with one of those, you go to prison for 4 weeks.
I'll be right back.
A freaking calculator.
I'll be right back. I have to dispose of something.
Like for scientific calculators, you're gonna throw people in jail. I guess you don't want Californians to be able to do math, which it might explain your budget problems, but crying out loud.
Well, it explains the budget problem. It explains this Common Core math shutting my children down.
Common Core math is a pile of shit.
Yeah, like
I love people. Yeah. I love people that come in and like try and take over things that have been established for like hundreds of years.
Yeah.
And like, no, we can do it better. And then they fuck it to all hell.
Yeah. Yeah. I said, Greg, hand to God, I got into a verbal shouting match one year with Dylan's teacher about freaking the Common Core math. And I'm like, with all due respect to you're going to retire this year self, ma'am, I learned how to do this, and I passed college level math. You're teaching 3rd grade math. I win. Do something different. And I had to go to the district office and apologize.
Yeah. All right. To the cities.
Oh God, here we go.
I want to see if I can
If
find...
Santa Clarita and the food are in the same law, don't read it. It's going to turn bad.
I don't see any Santa Clarita laws, so I think you're okay. I do see quite a
few people out here, according to Netflix. So, you know, yeah. Sounds like every governor, Jay, not just Newsom. Sounds like every governor we ever had.
In Arcadia, California.
Okay. I know where that is.
Peacocks have the right of way to cross any street, including driveways.
You know, it's okay. Weird. It ties into me. Travis, my buddy Travis, not your buddy Travis. There's too many Travises. Right. We went out to the Hollywood Forever Cemetery out here that has like Judy Garland's interred there, Mickey Rooney's interred there. There's a section on, and again, this isn't in Arcadia, but it came out there. There's a section where you can drive through the cemetery, kind of like a visual of the different plots or whatever.
Yeah,
we had to stop and observe the right of way of peacocks walking from their caging area across the other side of the street. And if we tried to force our way past, we were wrist smacked, basically. We apparently like the peacocks out here, which is why apparently the California subscription level for peacock is high. So anyway,
there you go. In Blythe, California, you are not permitted to wear cowboy boots unless you already own at least 2 cows.
What are you wearing in Blythe if you're not wearing cowboy attire? Period. I mean, like for real. Like, how does that like that?
So, if Adam Page doesn't own at least 2 cows, he can't go to Blythe.
Well, but you know, he has cowboy shit bringing with him, so he kind of defers by that. So
now, if he has cow shit with him, he's really good.
Cow shit, he's set. That's right.
In Burlingame, is that how you pronounce it? California, it is illegal to spit except on baseball diamonds. That one's funny to me. Like
that is kind of funny. Although, you know, when I was a kid, there were much more dirt and, you know, actual like old time baseball fields. Now it's a lot of turf and stuff, so you can't spit. I can't spit on my high school stadium ground now because it's turf.
In Chico, California.
Oh God.
There's a few. One must obtain a permit from the city to throw hay in a cesspool.
The whole city's a cesspool. So yeah, anyway.
I guess you need a permit to throw hay wherever you can in the city.
I guess so. If you have hay in Chino, you got issues I can't even begin to in the air here in the next hour. We still have time. Woo. Yeah.
Also in Chico, California, bowling on the sidewalk is illegal.
What is it?
Bowling on the sidewalk is illegal. Who's just randomly setting up bowling pins on a sidewalk?
You'd be surprised, Greg. You'd be surprised.
I guess I would.
People are weird.
This one seems absurd. In Chico, California, detonating a nuclear device within the city limits results in a $500 fine. Good luck getting the guy to pay for it, because guaranteed he's dead.
Yeah. If you're going to get a $500 fine out of an incinerated human being, you've earned that 500, legislature. I'll tell you that right now.
I mean, I'm sure incinerated human beings can vote in California, but that's another story.
Well, clearly we can make policy to spend that kind of money to do jack all. So, you know.
Yeah.
We suck.
Where are we going here?
Where are we going? Straight bass backwards, apparently.
Yeah. In Eureka, California.
Oh, boy.
Men who wear mustaches are forbidden from kissing women.
Well, to be fair, in Eureka, where they discovered gold in California, I wouldn't want my women to be kissing those guys either. Those are some ugly ass people. So. Oof.
I mean, I'd be fucked. I don't like to shave.
Mine's only contained because it is for now.
And
I like Brett's comment. Detonate a nuclear. What the hell? It's like, I'm pretty sure it's going to cover more than Chico if you detonate a nuclear within Chino. The entire county's screwed, okay? Just saying.
Yeah. Just a tad. Just a bit outside. All right.
Isn't that right, Hiroshima? Anyway.
In a former home of the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, Fresno, California.
Oh, God. Fresno's just a train wreck in and of itself, but go ahead.
Elementary schools may not host poker tournaments.
Well, one would hope so.
Who goes to an elementary school for poker? Do you guys not have casinos in California?
We didn't for the longest time. We
really?
didn't because because we couldn't get it legislated outside of Nevada because Nevada had such a stranglehold on the.
I guess Pennsylvania for the longest time didn't have them either, and then they got the approval, and like there's a casino in Pittsburgh, but like, and various others, but it's like, and no,
Fresno was 96. I want to say, 92 was the Royal Rumble out there in New York, at the Knickerbocker
Arena. Yep.
Yeah, and as far as New York, California, funny enough, the new home of the Dave Marquez produced United Wrestling Network is the Commerce Casino in Commerce, California. Hey.
Well, Brett's going to make me ask Rumble Cities in the trivia challenge. Okay. If he missed that one.
You will never beat him ever. Rumble everything. You are fighting a losing battle.
The finals might be like in late January. So I know how you ask questions, Jeff.
Please don't. Oh my God. Okay.
Actually, it might be February. I don't know.
For you fan submissions, if you want to submit Rumble questions, don't. Thanks.
I've already got Rumble questions lined up. That's the first category I worked on.
Of course.
So no surprise, I'm going to ask a bunch of Rumble questions in the tournament.
Right.
That one should have been obvious. In Glendale, California.
Oh no.
Cars may not be driven in reverse.
That's gray. That's a little gray. Because, what if you're backing out of a driveway? Like, that's, Now, I will say this. Backing out of Glendale Studios, where NW Hollywood used to tape, I wouldn't want to go reverse because that street is murder to get out of. We always direct everybody to go out and go back around and drive forward because backing out of that driveway, you were guaranteed to have fender issues at the very least. Awful. Just awful.
In Los Angeles, California. It is a crime for dogs to mate within 500 yards of a church.
Again, that's gray because what if you own dogs or what if you breed dogs and they build a church near your home after the fact? That ain't right.
I mean, I guess there's not a whole lot you can do in that instance, but even still.
Yeah. Brett, we see your question. I'll definitely throw it up there during the Q&A portion of the show because that's interesting. I like that.
Yeah, throw me a Rumble question. You might be able to stump me. I don't know everything about the Rumble. It's just a strength of mine. So I'm not going to say, I know every single thing about every single Royal Rumble that ever happened. I don't, to be fair. Like, I know the Rumble is my thing. And yes, the Rumble is a strength, but I don't know everything. So if you stump me, good on you. But, I'm giving myself an out by saying that.
One thing he does know about the Rumble is the old logo makes for a hell of a logo transition.
Yes, it does.
Beautiful. That's my favorite one of the ones you've done. I love this logo so much.
Yep. I even got the color scheme down pretty well.
You did. So. Like, so much so that when I make graphics with this logo on it, I have the text be the yellow and orange balance because it pops so well. It really does.
All right.
California.
We'll do a couple more because California is actually pretty lengthy. There's a lot of them, but we're 10 minutes over time.
But like you said, we have no
ceiling, but I also don't want to be out here until 10 o'clock. So, because I still have to pack all this stuff and take it back in the house.
Okay.
In San Francisco, California, giving or receiving oral sex is prohibited.
Well, that just fucks about everybody, doesn't it? Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's just a complete community derailer. That's wrong. Shame on you, California government. That ain't right.
San Francisco of all cities, too.
I was gonna say, like, if you're not Robin Williams and family living up there, that pretty much defeats everybody. Golly. How discriminatory can you get against an entire community? In their home city, pretty much. Oh, terrible. Terrible. Oh.
San Francisco, you're doing wrong by your people. Hey, listen, you want to support the LGBT community? Take that law, repeal that law.
Seriously.
And also people who like to have sex in San Francisco. It's not just the LGBT, but
Well, no, but physical mechanics being equated into that, they kind of, they're kind of limited to what they can do. So,
yeah. All right. Anyway, before we get off into the weeds,
get off. That's right. I got him on a California law to stop for a second. I have accomplished my mission for the day. I'm good to go.
Also in San Francisco, this one is even more concerning. It is illegal to wipe one's car with used underwear. Who the fuck does that?
Yeah, I mean, why underwear at all, first of all? And if you're going to do underwear, at least... I don't want to comment without getting completely into the weeds and getting us thrown off the air.
Right. Here's Brett's question. Let's go for who was number 10 in the first ever Royal Rumble. Okay. I'm not great with the early Rumbles. I'm trying to remember who was all in that one because it was only 20. It was only 20 in that Rumble. It's not Brett because he was first. It's not Tito. I'm trying to go through the list. It's not Brett. It's not Tito. It's not. Don't tell me who was third because I have it on the tip of my tongue. It's not Butch Reed. Jim Neidhart was 4. Jake Roberts was 5. After that, it gets fuzzy.
I was going to say, you got off the top 5 right there. Like Jim
JYD was 20. I know that much. And Duggan was 13. So I got 7 out of 20, but not the one he asked for. I know you're looking at it. It's going to drive me nuts.
Especially, yeah, well.
I'm going to say Harley Race.
No, Harley was right after Jake, actually, number 6.
Oh, damn it. Okay. I didn't. Okay.
We'll give you one pass.
I'll take 2 guesses to get it. If I don't get it, then good job, Brett.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Sam Houston.
No, Sam Houston was number 8. So
damn it. I'm getting
later on the list. Yeah.
I'm not gonna get it. Bad News Brown. I don't know.
No, Bad News wasn't until actually he wasn't in the match at all. It looks like.
Oh, he wasn't. Damn it! I thought he was late in there.
No.
Maybe I'm thinking 89.
Yeah, the answer is Boris Zhukov of the.
Oh, damn! I was never gonna get Zhukov.
Yeah, and I say it was funny you're gonna hit yourself because the other thing at ringside where Boris got eliminated and Nikolai came in and it became a big schmoz for a second there. So another guy, I like this question
because him and Morocco came out at the same time. I remember stuff about it.
Yeah. Nikolai came out early ahead of time. And it became a big thing. There you go. That's where I was going.
Who was the first entrant in the first Royal Rumble match hosted in Boston?
The city you hate so much.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find that answer, so go ahead and think because I don't know which one.
First Royal Rumble hosted in Boston. I know 2011 was in Boston, and that was CM Punk, but I don't know if that's the first one. I'm going back through the list.
Yeah, so am I. Fresno, like we said.
I was gonna say if I don't think 98 was Boston. No,
98 was also a California Rumble.
Yeah, I figure. When I said that, I was like, no, that's not.
At the SAP, the SAP Center.
I don't feel like 1990.
I do have the Rumble, but I will not say it until we get the anyway.
Okay. Well, I know for a fact. CM Punk was number 1 in 2011. I know that for a fact.
Right.
2008 was New York. 2007 was San Antonio.
And while he's thinking about that, shut up, James.
Yeah, piss off. 2005 was California. 2004 was Philly. 2003 was Boston. And number 1 was HBK.
There you go. That a boy. He got there. He got there. There it is. I think he asked that because it's Shawn Michaels and he knows your love of Shawn Michaels. So he's
I had the like locations is another thing. I'm like, it depends. I had to work my way back. I was like, I know 2011 was in Boston, but I feel like there was another one.
2003.
2003. Yep.
That was the official real jump start of the Jericho Shawn Michaels feud, was that Rumble right there. So
trivia question: how many Rumble matches has Billy Gunn been in?
Too many.
Shit.
We love you, Billy. Sometimes. I don't know how to put this as a Google search. I mean, other than to just say it.
I'm trying to think if he was in 95.
I want to say they both were.
Okay. 95, 96, 97. He was in the tag title match in 98. He hobbled out there in 99. He was in 2000s. He was the one Billy Gunn in 2001. He was in 2002, got eliminated by Taker. 2004, that was the one he came back in, and I think that's it. I'm going to say 8. Because I don't think the Smoking Guns were a tag team in 94, at least not in January. No, yes, they were. Yes, they were. Yes, they were, because he was in that. Because he got tossed by Diesel. So 9.
Your answer is 9.
If he was in 95, yes.
The correct answer is 7, actually.
It is not 7.
Hang on.
It's at least 8. It's at least 8.
Hang on a minute there, Baba Louie. Hang on. Let me
Unless
see this article written.
Oh, damn it. Maybe he wasn't in 96. Maybe he was in the tag title match. Damn it.
He was 96, he was hurt, and the titles were vacated, which led to the Body Donnas winning at WrestleMania 12.
Oh, damn it.
So it is 7. Yeah. With a cumulative time of just over 40 minutes. He has one of he is number 9 as far as the shortest amount of cumulative time in a Rumble match, period.
Really?
Yep. He's number 9.
I mean, I guess he did get tossed by Diesel.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Not. Hang on. Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate the deep dives into the questions. Like that's. It goes to show I don't know everything about the Rumble.
No, but the fact you got close and only got messed up because you forgot about the injury in 96 is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So,
they had to have been in 95 because Billy and Bart tried to eliminate each other.
Yeah, I know for a fact they were both in 95 Rumble because they came out
94, 95, 97.
Right. 97 he made the Rockabilly by. I'm pretty sure he was Rockabilly by 97. So
no, he wasn't. He wasn't Rockabilly yet because he wasn't Rockabilly till I think after Mania. Because I think Honky debuted him like at the In Your House Mind Games or something. Or not Mind Games.
What's there?
Revenge of the Taker.
Yeah, cool. Because I know Honky was at WrestleMania scouting for his next Intercontinental Champion, which is why he was at ringside for Rocky's match.
Yeah. Okay, so
anyway.
So 94 he was in. 95 he was in because they tried to eliminate each other. 97 he was in because Austin tossed him. 98 he was in the tag title, so he wasn't in that one. 99 he hobbled to the ring. 2000 he was in because he eliminated Road Dogg. 2001 he was the one. 2002 he was in. 2004 it's 8. I had it right to begin with. It was 8.
I'm going to go back and look after, but we'll reconfirm that later because I've got 7 here on my stats.
I knew 7 was too low. There was no way they tried to eliminate each other in 94. It had to have been 95. They tried to eliminate each other.
Well, I'm trying to think if they were in the 94 Rumble match. I'm looking right now. Go ahead and
I think they were because I think Billy got tossed by Diesel.
Well, so did everybody else.
Yeah. Was it Bart? And it wasn't Billy? I could have sworn
Billy got tossed. Oh no, Billy was. All right, so there's 94.
I didn't say 97. I knew he wasn't. Or wait.
James is just throwing us off into a tailspin here. That's okay. You know what? Brett Storm's right. I don't think he was in 97.
Oh, damn it. I guess it was only Bart. Yeah.
Right now.
Okay.
Hang on. Yep, I'm going right now.
Nope. You don't have to. It was 94, 95, 99, 2000, 2001, 02, 04. Yep, that's 7. Yep.
Yeah, Bart Gunn was part of the Stone Cold elimination spree.
Yep.
Okay. Billy's not on the list.
All right, enough shaming me about the Rumble. Okay.
but like Brett said,
it's hard to retain everything
later. So,
it's hard to retain everything, even though I watched all of them consecutively for the Rumble thing almost. That I did. Yeah. So well, I spent like a good 3-4 week portion while I was unemployed just watching Rumble matches and putting together that thing that only 100 people watched. So
yeah, I was on 100. I enjoyed the hell out of it. So go back and watch this shit on the Man, kids.
I appreciate it. After this year's Royal Rumbles, I'm going to do an addendum and add the 2021 and 2022 to the list. I've watched the 2021s again.
Right.
So like I already have those scores, but I'll have to watch 2022 live and then watch it back after the fact to try and determine. For the record, neither of this year's eclipsed the top spot.
I wouldn't think so. They were decent matches, and Edge had a phenomenal showing, but yeah.
All right, let's get a couple questions in, and you guys can still send super chats if you so choose.
Yes. We always encourage that around here. So
yes. Mr. Yuck, we kind of covered this. Like that was sent way before the show, actually.
Yeah, it was. It was
depending on the MLB playoffs so far, they suck because the Yankees aren't in them, and I don't care now.
I will reserve judgment until after Game 5 with the Dodgers.
Timmy asked, "Why am I sat outside?" I don't know if I brought it up, but my office is a mess. So yeah. I didn't feel like, and I couldn't do like it's such a mess that there was not enough room to move. So
right, same with mine.
If entrances or anything came up, I would not be able to do them.
Right, and I had the partition up behind me because the green screen is down, kind of, sort of, and we're trying to get stuff packed and out of here. So it's just been a constant ebb and flow thing around here. So we're working on it though.
Thoughts on Brody Jr. being used in a TV role, as long as it's sparingly and like it makes sense on TV. Like the spot he did like at the show in New York, like that was cool, cute. And it was a nice callback to his stuff on BTE. So like those that watch BTE, which I actually don't, I don't know if I would enjoy it, but it's one of those things where
I think also your perspective on Junior really depends on, and this is just from me. I don't watch BT myself, but as a father, it was cute, and again, I can't imagine being John's family or friends. That has to be the damnedest thing trying to go on, and with the established character, and man, they were cooking with gas with him, and he just got so sick so quick. It was just bing bang boom. That was it. It was just crazy. And, people are saying, well, Bray should come in and take over. Braun should come in and take over the Dark. It's like, no, man. Bray, I can understand, except that I like the Dark Order being united and on a babyface front. If they bring Bray in, they're going to turn dark, and they may get too far twisted around the wrong way.
Yeah.
So having Brody be like this, Brody Jr. be the symbol is great.
Yeah.
But like you said, sparing use on TV.
Culture also had another question, and it makes me glad that Jen's not home for this. Who would you rather spend the night with, Sasha Banks or Britt Baker? I'm going to say we're going to answer on 3. I'll give you a second to think about it, but I think I know my answer.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, Sasha.
Britt Baker. Oh. Yeah.
I'm too self-conscious about my teeth, and that's honestly why.
Well, if we're given that as a reason for the answer, then yeah, I agree with you because I don't want Britt seeing the aftermath. It ain't pretty back here. So, but hey, if you're sleeping with her, maybe
not that scenario would ever happen.
But hey, I mean, sleeping with her, maybe get discounts on the services. So there you go.
Probably probably if we were going to hang out as friends, I'd probably go with Britt just because we have the Pittsburgh connection and we're both big Steelers fans. So that would be.
Britt seems more like a fun chick to go hang out at the bar with. Sasha's the.
Well, I wouldn't go drinking, but like we'd probably enjoy a Steelers game or something.
Sports bar because you can still go there and not actually drink. So.
Well, that's fair. Let's see here.
Everybody's saying Sasha, but me, I feel bad. So
I mean, like, they're both beautiful women.
Yes.
It's obviously a weird question to ask in 2021.
Yeah.
Because it's like you don't want to like assume anything. And it's like
Right.
it's not like, again, it's not like any of that would ever happen. So
No, and
it's like there's like 75 disclaimers. It's like obviously, but it's like,
yeah,
it's like
and
if you had your choice, like gun to your head. Like
Yeah.
like I don't like doing the like fuck, marry, kill games either, because it's like it's so weird now.
Yeah.
So like it's a question. It's like, okay, they have to be comfortable with it, otherwise I'm not comfortable with it, you know. It's like, it's a game where like 10-15 years ago you wouldn't have had a second thought, but now it's like
right. And it's, you know, if you get too far into the weeds in your head, it's like, you know, if Tony Schiavone's getting threatened by Adam Cole, I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. I'm kind of good.
Yeah,
because
I wouldn't want to fuck with Adam Cole either.
Well,
I could take McCausey.
But the question was fuck Sasha Banks or Britt Baker, not Adam Cole. That was the thing.
Well, that's why I said I could take.
I know what you said. Turned on you. Anyway,
when does AEW start to make cuts? So that's going to be probably a big part of their business. Is like, they do have a continually growing roster, but at some point you have to put a cap on it. Like, unless you have like short-term deals with people coming in, you're not going to be able to fit 150 people on your roster without like trimming some of the fat. Like, there are people that are going to fall by the wayside that aren't going to feel important. Now, props to AEW for trying to give as many people storylines as possible, harkening back to the important part of the Attitude Era, giving everybody time, not the actual storylines themselves, but like giving everybody a chance to shine. That's the only reason I like support the Attitude Era, not because of the sex and stuff, because that's aged like a fine milk. And some of their storylines were very questionable, but the fact that everybody mattered on the show in some way, like everybody got like massive pops, not as massive as like Stone Cold or The Rock, but like still, like everybody felt important. So like
everybody
when the kids like, yeah.
Everybody got a reaction, good or bad. Everybody got the attention of the audience. But yeah, as far as, you know, and again, if you make cuts, if they go to WWE, I've said this on my shows. I hate the hypothetical booking stuff. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Any talent can do well anywhere if they have the right story, if management thinks they can do well, if management gets behind them, and then they have enough belief in their own selves to do well. So it's really a put anybody in the answer. You have a reason that the answer is correct.
Last question we're going to ask, which AEW talent would do well in WWE?
Which is what I was just saying. It's you know, anybody can cross over there, and you know, if they get the right push behind them, anybody, you know, it just, I don't know if it's necessarily AEW talent would do on WWE. I think any talented professional wrestler, sports entertainer with the right gimmick, with the right look, with the right push behind them can. Think about it this way, and again, this is apples and bananas at this point. You know, Stunning Steve Austin couldn't get past a mechanic role in 1994, 1995. He's now the biggest star of all time.
If I had to say from their current roster, Omega.
Yeah,
I feel like because WWE tried to get him to sign a couple years ago, and they were going to like he asked for like an important role and stuff, like, and he almost signed. Same with the Young Bucks; they almost signed too, but they put their money with AEW. I think they made a good decision in that aspect, but I think especially now with AEW's exposure, that if anybody were to go from AEW to WWE and be successful, it would be Omega.
Yeah. I think that, you know, if she didn't take the pride and ID so well with AEW, I think if she was still in her prime when she jumped, Britt would do tremendously well in WWE if they get the women's division shit together.
I feel like Britt now would do better than Britt would have then, because Britt Baker now is the hottest women's star in AEW.
Yeah,
bar none. Like, you can say Ruby's over, you can say what you will about Thunder Rosa, but Britt is the star. Like Thunder Rose is Thunder Rose is going to be the one to take the title from Britt, I feel like. But it's one of those things where, this is Britt's time. Will she have that time again later on? We will see. That there aren't a lot of 2-time champs in AEW. I think Cody's the only one with the
TNT
the TNT title. So you don't see a lot of champions winning their titles back, which is odd for a company, especially being around 2 years. Or maybe we're just conditioned that titles change hands all the time.
Yeah.
So I there's your answer to that, and we're going to close that out because I'm getting bugs all over my screen now because
Tim, really quick, I'm older than Greg by a couple years, so there you go.
So there you go. Here's your supersized Greg Cherry show going an hour and a half tonight. Thank you for the super chats. I hope to be back in my office next week, hopefully, because it's probably going to be colder. It's starting to get a little chilly out here, and I'm not wearing closed-toed shoes, so that's very interesting for me. But we will see you guys next week. Jeff's going to close us out with a little bit of a trailer, and then we will see you guys next week on the Greg Cherry Show, and then October 28th for Jack of All Trades, and November 4th, the WTC Wrestling Trivia Challenge Tournament kicks off. With what match? I don't know. I haven't filmed it yet, so we will see. For Jeff Meacham, I have, of course, the longest reigning WTC champion in history, Greg Cherry. Hashtag Cherry for Quizzlemania. And we will see you next week right here on the Greg Cherry Show. That's it.